It's currently 6 o'clock in the morning on Monday, and I'm waiting for my transport to Guatemala, so hopefully it's here soon. He said it can take up to half an hour, which would not be fun waiting in this weather because it's actually quite cold. So yeah, hopefully it comes soon, and when it does I'll let you know.
It turns out it didn't. I had to wait 45 minutes. Joy oh joy. As the footage continues in the background, you'll notice something rather odd. Numerous people, I counted up to around 100 on the entire route down to Guatemala, and into Guatemala somewhat as well, running or in some cases riding motorbikes with a lit torch. I asked the driver what the reasoning behind this was, and in my limited understanding of Spanish, what I inferred was that it was to celebrate the Virgin of Guadalupe. The torches were lit from a central flame and carried to all the different churches around the country. Now, as I'm researching this in post, I can't actually find any verification of this, so I almost certainly misunderstood what the driver told me. However, what I do know is that the runners, also known as peregrinos, or pilgrims in English, who made promises, and the light represents their faith. It stems from a story back in 1531 in what is now part of Mexico City, where a young native man, Juan Diego, claims to have met the Virgin Mary, firstly on the 9th of December, and again on the 12th, who told him to build a shrine atop of Tepeyac Hill. So, I probably butchered that pronunciation. This shrine became the Basilica of Our Lady of Guadalupe, the third most visited site in the Catholic world. The 12th of December has since become a national holiday in Mexico. So I know what you're saying. Albion, what is Guadalupe, I hear you ask? Good question, I wondered this as well. So from what I can actually tell, it's a town in Spain where a religious sect who dedicated their devotion to the Virgin Mary stem from. And I guess the kind of name just kind of co-opted to Guadalupe, Virgin Mary, kind of being the same thing. Many of whom partook in the conquest of Mexico, hence the presence of that in this particular area. Something else which I find interesting, and you may as well, is that there's speculation that the pre-conquest site, where the Visions partook and where the Basilica is now, was a place that the natives worshipped their own mother goddess deity. So yeah, interesting stuff. Back to the video.
Hey guys, quick update. At the border town of Guatemala and Mexico. I'll post it here, whatever it is. I was here for 3 extra days than I should have been, so I had to pay a fine. 638 pesos. When I walk into a different bus to go across the border. It's currently 18 past 11, so I'm doing some sums about how long it's taken us to get to different places, so yeah, I'll let you guys know. So we made it officially in Guatemala. There's a beautiful kind of hillside landscape here along the frontera. Yeah, about to get on another bus, another minivan. Had the front seat last time, which you'll see some of the footage, which is pretty sweet. I don't know if I'll get it again, but we'll see. I think this leg of the journey is a lot longer. I think about 6 hours. It's coming to 12 o'clock. And yeah, so far so good. It's the new ride. Sweet. So we stopped off for just a quick while for a quick loo break for the people who need to use that. As you can see, again, more beautiful scenery, absolutely gorgeous here, and the sun is out and kicking and alive, and it's pretty hot. I don't know what it is, it's like 25, 26 degrees maybe, but it's I can feel the humidity for sure. It's a lot more stickier than San Cristobal, that's for sure, so I'm enjoying it. It's refreshing. I just wish I had shorts on.
So as you guys can see, the journey takes us through a lush canyon where steep hills flank each side. It's quite spectacular, as there are houses dotted in the remotest of locations with no apparent roads leading up to them. Which begs the question, how are they constructed? For someone who is in the industry, I can just imagine the logistical nightmare that must have been overcome for them to build in such a challenging environment. There's a river that runs through the bottom, which is also quite pretty. The first leg of this trip on the Guatemalan side takes us from La Masilla to Huehuetenango. Again, these pronunciations. And I happened to stumble across a really interesting method of irrigation. Let me know what you guys think about this one.
So we just stopped off again. Quick update, we're in Huehuetenango. I think that's how it's pronounced. Interesting name, that's for sure. But just stopped off here. Time is 3:15. Sun is shining. It's a beautiful day. Good so far. I'm just in front of the minibus, as you can see. And yeah, 5 more minutes, 10 more minutes. We're going. We're heading to the lake. Let's go.
This is where the journey really started to wear thin. From Huehuetenango towards Panajachel, it started to feel like we were stuck in some form of kind of time dilation, where the world had stopped still. However, after what felt like an eternity, we eventually arrived at Panajachel at around 7:20 p.m, which in total was around 13 hours of travelling.
Hey guys, quick update, finally made it. We're here at Panajachel. Walking towards my hostel at the moment on the main strip, well, one of the main strips, I imagine. I'm bursting for the toilet, and I'm talking quietly because it's weird. Catching it. Sweet. Hey guys, what's up? It's me again, and I'm here in Guatemala. I am in Panajachel. First full day here. It's currently 11:22, which is some stuff to do this morning. Had a little bit of a line, not a super line no, but a bit of line. And yeah, heading towards the lake now. Lake Atlitzcan, I think. And yeah, it should be interesting, man. It's just me. Mateo's back in Mexico. He didn't come with me. Boo, boring. Yeah, let's go take a look. I have heard this is a market. We've got a guy here. Buenos dias. Huh? He was a colourful chap, that's for sure. That's so cool. Wow, this is pretty sweet, boys. Holy crap. Super pretty. I think the volcanoes are over there, behind the fog and the clouds. Pretty sweet. This has got to be one of the biggest lakes in the Americas, I'm sure.
Whoa. Wait a minute. What did I just say?
This has got to be one of the biggest lakes in
So it turns out it's only the 6th largest lake in Central America, so I was way off. It's 130.1 kilometers squared, and it's only the 2nd biggest in Guatemala itself, so yeah. However, it is the deepest lake in Central America at a whopping 341 meters, or for you lot using imperial, 1,118 feet at the deepest point.
It's got some boats over there, I believe. It looks like the ferries come from that kind of port there to the left.
Another
There's
one.
another boat there.
Another
Another
one.
one.
Another
And
one.
another one. DJ Khaled would be proud. Yeah, there's loads of different. I don't know if you can see over there in the distance. There's some small little towns and settlements around the lake, as you'd expect, and yeah, the ferries go between them. I believe it's 25 quetzals per trip.
You'll notice I say this a lot. I say quetzals when I'm trying to say the plural, which is quetzales. I say this a lot. I am sorry.
But again, we'll find out soon enough. I don't know where I'll go first, or if I'll go there today. We'll see. We'll see how the day goes.
¿25?
25?
Sí. De a 25 y de 50. Una prueba acá.
Sí, gracias.
Macadamia.
Y estos, por favor. Sí.
25 a 50.
50?
50. Eso sí,
So I was actually quite
50 la
confused at this point of the conversation, but I have realised since that she was saying it's 25 and a half, so the 50 being like the 50 cents, or the 50, whatever half of a quetzal is, yeah, for the cashews and the stuff on the right and the stuff on the left. It's only 25.
Just bought some cacahuates and cashew nuts. 25 for a mix. What's that? Almost £3, but yeah, not too bad. Just finished eating those nuts, delicious. Bumped into some guys I came from Mexico with as well, which is pretty cool. They're just about to take a boat to somewhere, one of the sands, San Juan perhaps. Hopefully that's tracked me. They're down there. Maybe if you can see, I'm not sure, but they're down there. So yeah, it's definitely the place where the boats go. That's for sure. So, God, my lips are so dry. Must be super dehydrated. And there's some awesome Guatemalan flags over here, so let's take a gander. Ooh, one of the flags has got like a bit of green to it. Maybe that's just up there. I'm not sure why.
Empanadas van acompañadas de ketchup, mayonesa.
No, solo uno empanada, sí.
¿Uno?
Sí.
Le ofrezco empanadas y tacos de pollo. Sin salsa.
Ah, sin salsa, sí. Sí, gracias. Muchas gracias.
Muchas gracias.
Hey guys, quick catch up. So far so good. Walked along the waterfront somewhat. Bought an empanada, which is like an Argentine pasty effectively. It looks pretty good. Bought one of them. It was 10 quetzals, which is about £1. So that should be pretty tasty. It's pollo. And I also bought this, the quetzal. I haven't got it in front of my hand now, but I'll put it in post and I'll show you guys what it's like. It's really pretty.
Well, hold the phone. I will actually show you just after I'm done eating the empanada.
I bought it from a guy, and then 30 seconds later, another guy came with the exact same thing. But he showed me a photo of or video of like people making it, and I believe it was him filming it, or his wife, or whoever. Obviously, someone made it. It's quite labor intensive. It's like loads of beads, as you've obviously seen, like plastic beads. Really colourful, really cool. It's the quetzal, man. It's like the native bird here. It's what their currency is. Pretty cool. It's got like a place to hang it, so you can put it on your Christmas tree maybe. It's a gift, definitely. I don't know for who, but maybe myself. Who knows? But yeah, I'm gonna scoff this empanada, and we'll head over in that direction some more. Just about to scoff the empanada. It's not the warmest in the world, but wow. The bread that they use, the dough, really nice, really soft. This is good. For £1, 10 quetzals, it's pretty damn good. You don't want to see me eat this? Well, maybe you do. I don't know. I'm gonna polish this off, and we'll head on out. So this is the gift that I got, the quetzal, the souvenir. 75 quetzals, which is about £7, I believe.
It's really quite pretty. As he said, he said it takes 1 day of labour, which I can actually imagine kind of in some way. It's a lot of work. It's really pretty. So yeah, that's that. Muy rico.
¿Le gustó?
Sí, mucho.
Muchas gracias.
Otro, por favor.
¿Una más?
Sí.
Está bien.
¿Cómo te llamo?
Gerson.
Harrison. Mucho gusto. Soy Mike.
Mucho gusto, Mike. Qué gusto que nos haya venido a visitar a Guatemala.
Sí, muy bonita. Es mi primer día aquí.
¿Primer día?
Sí.
¿Cuántos días vas a estar en
2 semanas?
Panajachel?
No, todo Guatemala. Sí, mucho tiempo aquí, Lake Atitlán, y probablemente Antigua también.
Sí, Antigua muy bonito.
Sí.
Petén, Chichi. También.
Necesito regresar a México.
¿A México?
Sí, yo vivo en Oaxaca de Juárez.
Ah, ya.
Sí.
A mí me gustó mucho tu
Sí,
canal.
es muy
Muy bonito.
gracias.
Me gustó bastante.
Sí, de Jalisco.
Sí, Jalisco, muy bonito.
Gracias.
Muy lindo. Qué bueno
Sí,
que hayan-
quiero trabajo charo.
Trabajo de
Sí.
charro, sí.
Gracias, amigo. I just bumped into the empanada guy again, and those empanadas were delicious. I had another one. Highly recommend it if you're here. Go and go say hi. He's got like a blue cart of empanadas, beautiful. I was with him for about 20 minutes, and we had a really good conversation about everything. He gave me some recommendations. He said to go to San Juan de Laguna. There's a mirador there, a viewpoint, so I'll probably go there tomorrow, maybe, probably tomorrow. And yeah, a really good guy. Check him out if ever you're here. I'd highly recommend it. After I finished eating my empanadas and chatting with the chap for a good 20 minutes or so, I started exploring the waterfront some more. With the vague goal of finding a toilet, I know how glamorous, I started the loop back round towards the hostel I was staying at. This was in case Operation Baños Públicos failed. Hola, buenos días.
Un especial, amigo, my friend. Cheap price for you. Not expensive.
So here's a bit of a tip that I generally try and use when it comes to buying souvenirs. What I've found is that generally most of these tourist hotspots, the majority of the items that you can find at market stalls, souvenir shops, street vendors, they can almost be found in all of the tourist hotspots within that given place. So for example, items here in Panajachel, a lot of them you could almost certainly find in Antigua, for example. Take for example these resin-coated bottles, lighters, shot glasses, etc. They were extremely appealing to me. However, given it was my first day in Guatemala, and after buying the Quetzal already, I wasn't in the mood for any more purchases, at least for today. Knowing I would almost certainly be able to find the exact, or at least extremely similar items later on during the trip, I made the decision to forego buying anything else and merely use the opportunity to look at potential items that I might want to buy in the future. Of course, if you really do like an item that is for sale at any given place and the price is fair, then by all means go ahead and pull that buying trigger. Please note that there are indeed unique items that can be found, and that this strategy may bite you in the proverbial arse if it turns out that the item in question is indeed unique to one location. So if you do find yourself really, really liking something, then go ahead and take the plunge. Otherwise, you may find yourself carrying your souvenir along for the ride where damage or loss may occur, when you can almost certainly find the exact same item, maybe for a cheaper price, later on during your trip.
En la mañana.
Ah, ¿sí?
Sí. Y el sol, ese es muy bueno.
Sí.
Sí. Muy linda.
Yo quédate aquí por un día más y sí, es mi último día aquí en Panajachel. Yo comprar mis cosas.
Oh, ya,
Sí,
ya,
pero
comprendo.
sí, es muy precioso.
Sí, si compra ahora es muy bueno.
Sí.
Tú lo puedes guardar en tu hotel, no hay problema. Un precio especial para ti. Ajá. Precio 125, 100 quetzales, como ahora.
to be fair, there is some really nice stuff here, and it's not particularly expensive like most places that I've seen in Latin America. And by that I mean the free places I've been. So yeah, I might get, there's like bottles that had like resin finishes to them, and they're really kind of cool. But again, I'm low on space, and I'm here to pick up some souvenirs as well, definitely. But again, this is the first place, the first proper day, the first full day rather. And yeah, I've got loads of time to pick other stuff up, so I've got to be selective.
So, as the video comes to an end, what are my thoughts on the journey down to Guatemala, the border crossing, Panajachel, all that good stuff? When it comes to the trip itself, i.e. from Mexico down to Guatemala, I would highly recommend taking an official tour. Check my previous video out for details on that here. From my prior research, my own experiences, and asking other travellers, using a reputable touring company provides a near seamless hotel-to-hotel transfer for a reasonable price. Whilst it is true you can take public transport, hire a car, or take a plane, like all things, there are pros and cons associated with each method. Take public transport, for example. While it may end up being cheaper overall, the amount of self-transfers and the potential for long waits between buses would almost certainly outweigh the small cost savings that this method can offer. On the other hand, if you're near a city which can offer flights directly to Guatemala, the closest for me while I was in San Cristobal was in Tuxtla Gutierrez, you can expect to pay almost double, as seen here on Skyscanner. Which I suppose isn't bad when you consider the flight duration is only 1 hour and 20 minutes, direct. However, from here you'd have to take an additional bus to your destination, adding more to the overall cost. Basically, you need to perform a cost/time analysis where typically the cheaper the option, in this case taking public transport, will almost always end up taking the longest duration. Just another aspect to consider. In regards to Panajachel, it's a nice place for a day or two by itself. However, I would recommend using Panajachel as more of a home base, where you take numerous boats, explore the other places of the lake during the day, and then return there during the night. No matter which method you choose, or where you end up staying, I hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you for your patience between uploads. Spoiler alert, I've since returned to Mexico, and while I returned, I immediately became ill yet again over the Christmas period, and I've been under the weather since, hence the delay. However, I'm back firing on all cylinders, and now should be able to provide the next leg of my journey in the not too distant future. Thank you once again, and I'll see you in the next one, where we move to Antigua.